Claire Hanscom has a problem. Like a lot of web surfers, she clicks on links posted on social networks, reads a few sentences, looks for exciting words, and then grows impatient. She moves off to the next page, to which she probably will not commit. I give it a few seconds, not even minutes, and then I'm moving again, says Hanscom, a graduate student in creative writing at an American university. But it is not just when she is online. She finds herself behaving the same way with a novel. It's like your eyes are passing over the words, but you're not taking in what they say, she confessed. When I realize what's happening, I have to go back and read again and again. Online sentences tend to be short, and the ones containing complicated information tend to link to helpful background material. Yet, when Hanscom was working her way through a classic work of fiction, she discovered that she was having trouble reading long sentences with multiple winding clauses full of background information. There were no graphics or links to keep her on track. To scientists, Hanscom's experience is the subject of great fascination and growing alarm. Time spent online topped 5 hours per day in 2013 for U.S. adults. That is up from 3 hours in 2010. Human brains, some scientists warn, seem to be changing due to frequent use of the Internet. This alternative way of reading is competing with the traditional way our brains process information, which has developed over centuries. I worry that the superficial way we read is affecting us when we have to read in depth, says one of the world's foremost experts on the study of reading, Marianne Wolfe. People cannot read many great works of literature, she said. They find the complex syntax and constructions too difficult. Wolfe was startled last year to discover her brain was apparently adapting too. After a day of scrolling through the web and hundreds of emails, she sat down one evening to read a novel. "I'm not kidding. I couldn't do it," she said. "My worry is that we will lose the ability to write or read complicated prose." The brain was not designed for reading. There are no genes for reading like there are for language or vision. But spurred by the emergence of Egyptian hieroglyphics, the Phoenician alphabet, Chinese paper, and finally, the Gutenberg press, the brain has adapted to reading. Before the Internet, the brain read mostly in linear ways. One page led to the next page, and so on. Reading in print gave us a remarkable ability to remember where key information was in a book simply by the layout. We would know a character dies on the page with the 2 long paragraphs after the page with all the dialogue. But the Internet is different. With so much information, our brains form shortcuts to deal with it all, scanning, searching for key words, scrolling up and down quickly. This new kind of reading has been documented in many academic studies. Some researchers believe that, for many people, this style of reading is beginning to take over when dealing with other mediums as well. Researchers are working to get a clearer sense of the difference between online and print reading, and are struggling with what these differences could mean, not only for enjoying the latest novel, but for understanding difficult materials at work and school. Recently, they have begun to study levels of comprehension, with students reading the same text on screen and in print under time pressure to complete the task. The students believe they did better on screen, but they were wrong. Their comprehension and learning were better on paper. Researchers are concerned that young children's mastery of devices like iPads and smartphones could stunt the development of deep reading skills. Some of these scientists have called for a slow reading movement. They are battling the constant social network and email temptations that our devices offer. "We're spending so much time touching, pushing, linking, scrolling, and jumping through text that when we sit down with a novel, we want to do the same," says Andrew Dillon, a professor in America who studies reading. The scientist Marianne Wolf is training her own brain to be able to read novels and use the internet. She went back to the novel she struggled to read the next night, giving herself distance, both in time and space, from her screens. I put everything aside. I said to myself, I have to do this, she said. It was really hard the second night. It was really hard the third night. It took me 2 weeks, but by the end of the second week, I had pretty much recovered myself so I could enjoy and finish the book. In fact, she read the whole book a second time. I wanted to enjoy this form of reading again, Wolf said. When I could, it was like I had recovered. I had found my ability again to slow down, enjoy, and think.